Today, we're going to uncover a forgotten marvel of the ancient world. It's an institution that sounds like something straight out of a myth, a legend of some lost golden age. But the thing is, it was astonishingly real.
I mean, just stop and picture that for a moment. A center of learning so huge, so influential, that it literally shaped the mind of an entire continent for centuries. Yet long before places like Oxford or Bologna ever existed, there was another name that pulled in the greatest minds from all over the known world.
And that name was Nalanda. A name that, as you'll see, represents one of history's greatest academic achievements and also one of its most tragic losses.
Okay, so to really understand Nalanda, we have to journey back in time to a world where this incredible place was born, where it thrived, and then where it was lost for centuries. It all kicks off way back in 427 CE, founded during India's Gupta Empire, which was, a real period of huge cultural and scientific progress. Nalanda then flourished for nearly 800 years before, well, a pretty catastrophic end. After that, it just lay forgotten for centuries, and its legacy is only now, in our own time, truly being revived. But here's the thing. Nalanda wasn't just some collection of lecture halls. No, it was a complete residential university, a place where thousands of students and teachers actually lived, ate, and debated together. This whole idea of a dedicated campus, it was completely revolutionary, centuries ahead of its time. And what a campus it was. Seriously. During its golden age, Nalanda wasn't just some local school. It was the intellectual capital of Asia, a true global hub of knowledge. So let's just talk about the scale here. 10,000 students. This wasn't a small monastery. It was a bustling academic city. You had scholars traveling thousands of miles from China, Korea, Tibet, Persia, all of them drawn to this one single center of learning. And who was teaching them? Get this, 2,000 teachers, including some of the most brilliant minds of the time, like Aryabhata, the father of Indian mathematics. That's a 5-to-1 student-teacher ratio. I mean, that would be considered absolutely world-class, even today.
And this whole thing lasted for nearly 800 years. Dynasties rose and fell all across Asia, but right here, the pursuit of knowledge just kept going, an unbroken chain of intellectual discovery.
Now, what made Nalanda so radical for its time was its curriculum. Sure, it started as a Buddhist center, but the subjects they taught were incredibly diverse and secular. We're talking medicine, mathematics, astronomy, politics. This focus on reason and empirical study, right alongside philosophy, created an education that was just unparalleled back then. The heart of Nalanda was its legendary library, the Dharmaganja, which means Treasury of Truth. It was housed in 3 multi-story buildings and contained hundreds of thousands of handwritten manuscripts. It was a storehouse of knowledge unlike anything else in the world at that time. But really, when it comes down to it, Nalanda's greatest strength was its people. You had this constant exchange of ideas between scholars from all these different cultures, and that created this vibrant, dynamic environment that was constantly pushing the boundaries of what we knew. But this golden age came to a sudden, violent end. The story takes a really dark turn here, one that resulted in the loss of just an incalculable amount of knowledge. So around the year 1197, the university was sacked and destroyed by invaders under the command of Bakhtiar Khilji, and that great library, with its priceless collection of manuscripts, was put to the torch. Eyewitness accounts claim the fires burned for months. And in that fire, countless works of philosophy, science, and literature were lost forever. A center of learning that had lit up the world for almost a millennium was just reduced to rubble and ash. The loss was, well, it was simply catastrophic. But a story this powerful doesn't just end in destruction. That tragic loss actually gives way to a whole new chapter of rebirth and rediscovery. For over 600 years, Nalanda was basically buried and forgotten. Its name only survived in old historical texts. Then, in the 19th century, archaeologists started to unearth the ruins, slowly bringing this lost university back into the light. And then, in 2010, the dream was reborn. A brand new Nalanda University was established, right near the ancient site, inspired by the original's mission, to once again become a global center for intellectual exchange and a bridge between nations. The final recognition came in 2016. UNESCO declared the ruins of ancient Nalanda a World Heritage Site, cementing its status as a treasure that belongs to all of us, a testament to one of our greatest achievements in the pursuit of knowledge.
You know, the story of Nalanda, its rise, its fall, and its rebirth, it leaves us with a really powerful question. It reminds us that our understanding of the past is always incomplete. So what other lost centers of wisdom, what other forgotten histories are still out there, just waiting for us to find them?